Hello everyone and welcome to the design of sloped footing. Here on the right hand side you can see the figure or diagram of the slope footing. So in this generally the slope is provided from this is the trapezoidal shape, so it is named as slope footing, and we will see the design of this footing. So let us start with the question. So the question is given as design a isolated rectangular sloped footing. So the first thing is given as we have to design isolated slope footing. Next it is given that for a column of size 250 cross 500 mm, so the size of the column is provided to us, which is 250 cross 500 mm is the size of the column, which is reinforced with 6 numbers 20 mm diameter, which will be placed here. It will be coming from here, which is 6 numbers of 20 diameter. We will see later how this reinforcement are placed and all. Next, and carries a axle load of 1200 kilonewton. So it has the load from the column is 1200 kilonewton. Then the soil bearing capacity of the is provided as 300 kilonewton per meter square. So the SBC is provided to us. And next, the use M20 and Fe 415. So the grade of concrete provided is M20 and the grade of steel is Fe 415. Next, consider effective cover for both side steel as 60 mm. So here the bottom steel is provided as 60 mm cover, and offset from the face of the column is 50 mm. So that offset is the distance from here to here. This offset is provided as 50 mm. So here we can see this is the offset of 50 mm. So it is provided as offset from the face of the column is provided as 50 mm. So first, for the solution, the first step will be design for footing. So first we will design the footing. So for the design of footing, in the design of footing we will find length and width of the footing, capital B and capital L. So first we have to plot this figure as per the data. As per the data we have to do it. So in our data, the B and D, which means the size of column, is provided. So I have plotted the size of column, and we have to find the capital B and capital L. So for in the first step, first thing we have to do is we have to find the area of footing. So for the area of footing, we have to do is force divided by SBC. So the force is the load coming from the column. So in our case, the load coming from the column is 1200 kilonewton, which means 1200 kilonewton. Plus we have to consider the self weight. So we will add the self weight as the 10%. So we have added the self weight as 10%, and we will divide it with the SBC. So we will have the area of footing as 4.4 meter square. So after this we have to calculate the length of the footing. So we will find length of footing. So we have the equation as length of footing LF is equals to capital D minus small b by 2 plus under root capital in bracket capital D minus small b by 2 is square plus area of footing. So where the capital D is will be the 500 mm, small b is the 250 mm, capital D and small b is the size of the column, and already we have found the area of footing as 4.4 meter square in point number 1. So by solving this, we will have the length of footing as 2.33 meter. So we will round off it, and we have round off as 2.3 meter as the length of footing. So next what we will do, we have the area and we have the length of footing. So we can make subjective to the breadth of the footing, so we can find the breadth. So third step what we will do, we will find the B, which means breadth of the footing. So area is equals to length into breadth. So we have the value of area as 4.4 and the length is 2.3. So we will find the we will make subjective to B, and we will have the B as 2 meter. So now what we'll do, we have founded the length and width, so we will find the area. So this the first point was the area provided, so this is the area required. So fourth step we will find the area required, which will be LF into BF. So the LF we have calculated is 2.3 and the width we have calculated is 2. So we have the area as 4.6 meter square, which is more than provided. So 4.4, which is okay. So next what we will do, we will find the PU. So PU is equals to, which means ultimate load, which is ultimate load will be 1.5 factor of safety into the load coming from the column. So the load coming from the column is 1200 kilonewton divided by area of footing. So we will have the value of PU as 391.3 kilonewton per meter square. So now what we will do is we will find Cx and Cy. Now what is Cx and Cy? So Cx is the distance from this face of the column to the end of the footing. This is the Cx, and Cy is the face of the column from here to the external face of the footing. This is the Cx and Cy. So we will find Cx and Cy. So here the Cx is equals to, which will be in this direction, Cx will be here. So what we will do, we will take length of footing minus d divided by 2. So we will have the value of Cx as 0.9 meter. Similarly for the Cy in this direction, we will take Bf minus B divided by 2. So we will have this value. So it is 0.87 meter. So generally we have completed with the dimensions. So here we have seen something like this. We have calculated the width of the footing, length of the footing, and Cx, Cy. So now second step. So the second step will be the thickness of the footing. So thickness of the footing, we will find the bending moment and we will assume the 1 meter of the strip. So I have taken 1 meter of the strip. So we have to find the moment in both direction, in x direction as well as in y direction. So first we will move on to the MUX. So the MUX, which is provided in figure number 1, we will see figure number 1. So we will see the blue highlighted part, which is the distance as Cx, which is 0.9. We will take this like this part we will see something like this, which is fixed over here. So this figure is provided over here, we can have from here. So we have the distance as Cx, which is 0.9, and we have already the load as, we have calculated Pu in this step number 1 as 391.3. So we will find the MUX. So it will be Pu into Cx by 2 into Bf. So we have the value of Pu 391.3 into Cx as 0.9 into Cx by 2 into width of the footing, which is 2 meter. So we will have the moment, or we can say bending moment, in the x direction as 316.95 kilonewton into meter. Similarly we will do for the y direction. So we will see for the y direction, we will see the figure number 2, in which we will see the distance as Cy. So similarly we will plot this kind of we can say figure, which having the UDL, and it is fixed from here. So here the figure is provided, which is Cy is the distance is provided as 0.87, and the load is Pu, which is calculated in the step number 1, which is 391.3 kilonewton per meter. So similarly we will find MUy, which is Pu into Cy into Cy by 2. It will be here Cy, it's my mistake, here it will be Cy. It will be Cy by 2 into the length of the footing. So we will have the value of bending moment in y direction as 344.54 or 53 kilonewton into meter. So we have completed with the moment. Now what we will do, we have to find the d, or we can say d1 dash, d2 dash in the x direction, and in y direction, and in x direction we will find the value of d1 and d2. How? Let us see how we have to calculate the d1 d2 d1 dash d2 dash in x direction and in y direction. So for it, so we have to first divide x direction and y direction. So we will first see the x direction. So in x direction we have to find the value of d1 and the value of d2. Okay, so in the previous slide we have already found the calculated the value of mu(x) as well as mu(y). So we will take the value of mu(x) from the previous slide as 316.95 kilonewton meter. We will use in the calculation. So we have to first plot this kind of figure, so which shows the d1 distance over here, which is you can clearly see, and the distance d2 over here. So we have to find these two things, d1 and d2. This will be identified as d1, capital D1, and this will be the small b1. So first we will find the value of small d1. So the value of small d1 will be under root mu(x) upon r into d1. So the mu(x) we have calculated in the previous slide is 316.95 into 10 raised to 6 divided by r, it will be 2.76 into d1. So the d1 will be, the we know this is the distance as 250, this is 250 mm, so this is 250, plus we have the offset as 50 mm, so 50 mm over here and 50 mm over here, so we'll have the plus 100, so we'll have 350 as a d1. So we have found the value of d1 as 572.80 mm. So we will have the round off as 590 mm. Similarly, we will find the d2. So d2 is equals to under root mu(x) upon r bf. So in this we will have mu as 316.95 into 10 raised to 6 divided by r as 2.76 into the bf. So we have the value of bf as 2000 as per the step number 1. So we have found the d2 as 239.62 mm. So we round off as 250 mm. Similarly, we have to found the d-1 and d-2 similarly as in we have calculated in the x direction. Similarly, we will find the in y direction. So we have found the value of d1 dash as 456.1 mm and d2 dash as 232.96 mm. So what we will do, we will see the higher value. So from d1 dash and d1 we have the higher value as 590, so we'll use d1 as 590, and from d2 dash and from d2 the higher value is d2, so we will use 250 mm. So we will take the maximum value from x and y. So our d1 will be, for the calculation we will use 590, and the value of d2 we will use as 250, the maximum value from x and y. So in our case the maximum is the x direction, so we'll use these values for the calculations. So moving on to the next slide. Here we have we have seen the this is provided with the dimensions and the offset. So what we will do, we will see the x for x in the further calculation we will see x direction over here and y direction over here. So let us move ahead. So in the for this step what we will do, we will use the we will make one triangle and we will find the d dash at the distance of d. So what we will do is, so here this triangle, we will make this triangle connecting this x and y direction. So at d distance, small d distance, we will make one line which will be in the horizontal direction, sorry, it will be in the vertical direction. So So we have to find this d dash and we have to find this question mark. So what we'll do is, the main aim of this is to find the d dash at which depth, at the distance of the d, this d, what will be the vertical height, or we can say d1, capital D dash. So from this triangle we can say the distance of this, or we can say the horizontal distance of this triangle, or the horizontal or length of this triangle will be cx, which is the overall distance from here to here, cx minus d, or we can say cx minus e, which is offset. This is the offset, so we can deduct this offset as 50 mm. So I have done as cx minus e. So this is the distance by 400. This is this distance. So what I have done is, I have plot one of the triangle which is something like this, so what we will do, we will see this length divide by this length. So in our case the horizontal length is cx minus e, and the vertical is 400. So we have done similarly that only, cx minus e upon 400 is equals to, here we have the d, we have to find this thing, so we'll use is, so here it is the another triangle in the something like this, so we will use d minus e upon question mark. So we'll so we have found the value of that question mark as 254.11. so now what we will do, we will from this overall depth, which is 650 mm, which came as the 5, which came as from here, which is 590 plus the cover, which is of 60 mm. So we have added the cover and we have the overall depth as 650 mm. So what we will do for finding the d dash, we will do is overall depth minus this height, which we have calculated as the question mark. So we will have the value of d dash as 395.89 mm. So next what we will do, we will find the steel in the x direction as well as in the y direction. So let us find for the first for the x direction. So mux upon b, which means width of the footing, into d square. So we will find the ratio of mu upon bd square in short. So in the first step we have already calculated the value of mux divided by width of the footing is 2000 into the depth, or we can say the effective depth is 590, which we have calculated in the previous slide, in its square. So we'll have the value of mu x as 0. Or we can say the ratio of mux upon bd square is 0.45. Now we will move on to the SP16 page number 48. From that we will find the value of percentage of steel as 0.128 percentage. By using this value of percentage of steel, we will find the area of steel in x. So the area of steel in x is equals to PTBD by 100. So PT is the percentage of steel is 0.128 B into D divided by 1000. So we'll have the area of steel in x direction as 1510.4 mm square. So next what we will do, we will find the minimum steel. So minimum steel will be 12% of the this area. So 0.12 into BF into D divided by 100. So we will have the value of area of steel minimum in x direction as 1560 mm square. Similarly for the y direction, as we have calculated for the x direction, similarly we will do for the y direction. So in y direction we have found the value of AST in y direction as 1736.9 mm square, and minimum steel in y direction as 1794 mm square. So next what we will do, we will find the bearing check, step number 3. So for the bearing check, there is two things we have to do. First we will do is bearing stress applied. So the bearing stress applied is P upon A. So in our case P will be the PU, which means ultimate. So we'll multiply with factor of safety 1.5 into the load, which is 1200 into 10 raised to 3 divided by area. So in this case the area will be the area of the column. We'll use the area of column. So it is 500 cross 250 mm. So we have found the bearing stress as 14.40 MPa, which should be less than resisted. So we will find the value of resisted. So for the resisted we have to see here. So the bearing stress resist is equals to 0.45 FCK into under root A1 upon A2 or 2 in this, whichever is the minimum, this value or this value, whichever is the minimum. We have to multiply the value with 0.45 FCK. So we will find first A2. So A2 will be the area of the column. So in our case the size of the column is 500 into 250 mm. So we have the value as 125,000 mm square. Now we will find the value of A1. So for the value of A1, so it will be the maximum of 1 and 2, which means this. So in this case the 1 is the size of the footing, which is 2000 into 2300. So we have found the value of is at 360000 mm square. So second we will do is B plus 4D plus capital D plus 4D is equals to, we have found this 7464600 mm square. So from this two value, we have to take the maximum. So in our case the maximum value is the first point, so we'll use the value for A1 as the point number 1. So we have found the ratio of under root A1 upon A2 as 6.04, and in these two values the minimum is 2, so we'll use the 2. So the bearing stress resistance we have found as 18 MPa, so we will put the resisted as 18 MPa. So so the bearing applied is less than resistance, which means okay. So it will be okay for the bearing. So next we will do is we will find the development length. So for the development length, the equation is provided in the IS 456 page number 42 and 43, in which the formula for the development length is provided over here, and design load, or we can say the tau BD. So the value of tau BD is provided in the clause number 26.2.1.1, in which depends upon the grade of concrete. In our case the grade of concrete is M20, so we'll have the value of tau BD as 1.2, and in our case it is the deform bar. So for the deform bar, IS code says that the value shall be increased by the 60%. So let us see. So LD is equals to 0.87 Fy, which is 415, into the diameter. So I have assumed the diameter as 10, divide by 4 into tau BD. So in our case tau BD is 1.2 and into 60%. So we have to increase 60%, so we'll multiply into 1.6. So I have found the development length as 470.11 mm. So I have round off as 475 mm, which is less than 840 mm. So we will provide straight bar only. So next we will see the last step as the figure. So here we can see the size of footing as well as the size of column. So we have provided main bar in the main bars in this directions. So as it is 23 of 10 mm dia, and the distribution bar as 20 of 10 dia, and our the total thickness is, or we can say the overall depth is 650 mm. So here you can see the section, we can say. So here you can see the column orange reinforcement, which is the column steel, this coming from the top. It's having 6 numbers of 20 diameter, and here you can see red color bar, which is the main steel, 23 numbers, 10 diameter, and here blue color is the distribution bar of 20 numbers, 10 diameter, and this is the LD which will be added in the for the column steel. Here you can see the overall depth, which is 650, which we have calculated as D1, and this is the 250, which we have calculated as the D2. So here we complete the design of isolated sloped footing. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share and like to my channel. Thank you.